Hi, so this is Verti from the Sauna Heater. Today, Henry from Saunum is going to show you how to use Saunum control panel. How does the Saunum control panel works exactly? So we will start from the screen that you are always going to be seeing when the Saunum Sauna Heater is not on.
First thing that everybody sees is the logo on the display. You touch the screen, you choose the pre-programmed modes and you start. As simple as that. When you see 3 times red, it's heating. And then it starts, as simple as that. It will be ready in 15 minutes. This is the first thing that I do, is that I set the language. I would choose English. And the second the control unit asks from me is whether I want to use my controller in EU or US mode. My recommendation for every client is to use the EU mode because it just allows you to do more. I can set up my units, which is then I can choose whether I go with imperial or metric system with AM, PM, 24 hours. I mean, this is something that I've already preset. What I also can do is that I can choose how many cubic feet I have in my sauna. This has already been pre-programmed for this particular sauna, 282 cubic feet. Which kind of Saunum heater I have purchased. Is it either session experience? The experience actually is Air in America, or is it the Experience Pro, which is Air L in America? Premium heater we don't have in America yet, luxury heater neither, so that what I'm suggesting is the Experience heater. How many kilowatts? Probably in this one we have a 6 kilowatt one. When this all is set, this is like a prerequisite for doing the sauna smart. Since every time I try to heat it up, it already knows what needs to be done. We usually don't set with our timer the heater starting time for the heater, but we actually set the time when the sauna needs to be ready for use. So this is what we do. One of the features that this particular control unit has is the types setting. I choose the type. This one I have the cubic, which is a cubic in Estonian language. What do I choose? I can choose the temperature, usually by 5 degrees. Right now with this one, since I have the EU mode on, I can go to 212. The next thing I can set on pre-program is the ventilator speed inside the heater. I usually prefer to use the second speed level, and also how long the ventilation will be on by default. You can do it 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 30 minutes. Again, my preference and the suggestion is to do a 15 minutes pre-programmed session. And then I can choose how long the device is on. Probably know from UL certified devices that it can actually heat up only 1 hour at a time. When you choose EU mode, then with our UL certified heaters you can actually go up to 12 hours. This is the maximum you can go. It's very important to mention time that you set here is actually a safety measure, which basically means that the counter starts when you switch on the device, and it will switch off, in this case in 12 hours, but in how many hours you have set on your controller. My suggestion for all the residential Saunum users is to set it at 4 hours, so that the first hour probably you will heat up the sauna room to the desired temperature. Then you will probably go to sauna for several sessions, which might take hour and a half. And then even if you forget to switch the heater off, then it will switch off in as many hours as you have set on the control unit. So let's not forget, this is the safety measure. 212, 15 minutes ventilation on second speed level, 4 hours speeding time. As simple as that. And now it's set. When I set the very first page, I choose the cubic that I just put the mode in or the type in, and I start, then my cubic mode is on. And basically you can choose 3 different pre-programmed types.
So let's do a rapid fire questions and answers. These are the most common questions that we get asked by our customers about Saunum heaters. So the first one, can you actually place this control panel inside?
Now you can.
Now you can, okay.
Yeah, it's up to 4 feet.
4 feet, yeah. So 4 feet from the floor level. The next question is that, can you control the sauna through an app on your phone?
Yes, you can. We have an app. Every function you have also on the app. Although my recommendation usually is to do the groundwork on the control panel, and then just switching in and off happens on the remote display.
But if someone has an outdoor barrel sauna, and let's say that they live in Minnesota, it's cold in the winter, it might be raining during the summer. If you place the panel here on the wall and it's exposed to the nature...
You need to cover it.
Okay, so it's not going to like it.
No, I mean, it's still electronics. It has a PCB board in it, so you don't want to leave your phone in the snow neither.
What about if you place the control panel inside an enclosure on the wall of your barrel sauna and it gets very cold outside? Let's say it gets -5 Fahrenheit.
We haven't had any problems with that because I have had my sauna outside going for 2 years now, and I could always switch it on. So I mean, I think it functions. We have had our control unit running on barrels outside of our testing facility for 2 winters, and we haven't seen any problems with that. But it's covered. Yeah. It's in a plastic or in a wooden box.
Yeah. So no need to worry about the temperature as long as you have the cover or like enclosure with it.
Clients have asked why the control unit displays one temperature and in the sauna room it actually feels slightly different. Issue or the reason for that is that this control panel always displays the temperature that we have inside the sauna room on the thermosensor location. This is what it displays. When somebody puts the thermometer on their feet level, then probably the temperature there will be different.
Thank you for watching.